Before we go any farther, I want to throw this out there. This is great for the game, and I'm excited the Pac-12 is officially back. There's nothing better than waking up early on your Saturday morning watching college football all day long, and right when you get wore out from watching college football and eating all the great food you either cook up or got, it's time to go to bed, and you got a Pac-12 after dark game that you can go to sleep to. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Well, actually, it's going to be the afternoon when you're seeing this video, but you know your boy Matt is the best editor on the planet, so I'm going to try to get this video uploaded as early as possible. The point is, when I'm filming and recording this video, it is the morning for me, and we have some big time and breaking news to talk about. Look, let's not do any of the small talk BS. I know why you're here. You know why you're here. The Pac-12. I guess I do need to give you some context though so you're not completely lost. Last year, the Pac-12, they imploded. Currently, as to where it stands, we are no longer the Power 5, we're the Power 4. The SEC, I guess we gotta throw them in there, the ACC, but they are awful. The Big 10 and the Big 12. We have what I label as two mega conferences, and then the Big 12, they're respectable, and the ACC is just a flat-out joke. They're gonna implode, disintegrate, just like the Pac-12 did. For now, at least, they are intact, and they're one of the worst conferences I've ever laid my eyes on, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But what happened to the Pac-12? How did they get to the point where they lost other teams? Well, let's go over it. Who were the first two teams? It's not that big of a deal, so I'm not gonna look it up, but wasn't it UCLA and USC? They announced, hey, we're heading to the Big 10 first. Then after that, all the others followed. Some of them went to the Big 10, others went to the Big 12. Next thing you know, you look up, it's no longer the Pac-12, it's the Pac-2. You had two teams left, Oregon State and Washington State. As bad as a position the Pac-12, the conference itself, was in, Oregon State and Washington State, I mean, they're right there with them. They just watched all their buddies up and leave, and there was nowhere to go for them because not too many teams, or not teams, my apologies, but leagues were interested. The SEC never considered them, but the Big 10 and Big 12, they didn't want anymore. Fast forward in time in the late last night, and this all happened relatively quick, these reports started coming out. At 11:21 p.m., Brett McMurphy tweeted this. Pac-12 targeting Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and San Diego State to join Pac-12 in 2026. Pac-12 would still need 2 more members in 2026 to qualify as a FBS conference. MWC, which is the Mountain West, would receive a total of $111 million in exit fees from the 4 schools in Pac-12 as part of the league's scheduling agreement. Okay, so that's a lot to take in, especially on a late Wednesday night. Only about roughly an hour later, actually in the morning, 12:15 a.m. to be exact, on your Thursday, Brett McMurphy tweeted this out. Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and San Diego State leaving Mountain West to join Pac-12 in 2026. So this is confirming it. Official announcement is expected Thursday morning, which already happened. The MWC schools will join Oregon State and Washington State, but Pac-12 still needs 2 more schools, I was said, to qualify as an FBS. MWC will receive a total of $111 million in exit fees. The departing Mountain West schools must each pay a minimum of $17 million exit fee, which the Pac-12 is expected to help offset, a source said. Also, the Pac-12 must pay the MWC a total of $43 million for poaching the 4 Mountain West schools as part of the scheduling agreement between the 2 conferences. Okay, so yet again, it's a lot to take in. But the only thing I think most of you and really anybody cares about is the Pac-12 is back. Nobody really cares about how much money these schools got to pay and what's going on with the scheduling stuff because, to be quite frank with all of you, we're not paying it, so it doesn't affect us. What we care about as the viewers of this game we all love is the entertainment part. Before we go any farther, I want to throw this out there. This is great for the game, and I'm excited the Pac-12 is officially back. There's nothing better than waking up early on your Saturday morning watching college football all day long, and right when you get wore out from watching college football and eating all the great food you either cook up or got, it's time to go to bed, and you got a Pac-12 after dark game that you can go to sleep to. And if it's a close game, I am fighting for my life trying to keep my eyes awake to see who comes out on top. Getting back on track, the Pac-12, the official Pac-12 account on Twitter, they tweeted this out, and here's your first look at your new conference. Or it's not a new conference, you know what I'm trying to say here, the new teams in the conference. Of course, you got Oregon State and Washington State, they didn't go anywhere. You got San Diego State, Fresno State, Colorado State, and Boise State. I know it's only 6 teams, and we're going to talk more about this in just a second, but as where it stands right now, do I view this as a real deal, serious conference? No. I'm not evaluating these teams off of how they're doing this year, they did last year, or the past couple of years. No. I'm evaluating these teams based off of the program as an entire whole. And let's not try to overhype this, although I'm excited it's back and it's interesting news. these are decent programs at best. I gotta come out and say this before I forget. When I first heard this news and I saw these teams that have been added to the Pac-12, I immediately thought about the college football playoff. Because remember, for the CFP, the new 12-team format, this is how it's gonna work. When it first got put into place, and this was before the Pac-12 imploded, the top 5 highest ranked conference champions, they got an auto bid. That means there's going to be 7 at-large spots. That essentially meant, more times than not, all 5 of your Power 5 conference champions were going to get those 5 auto bids. Because the chance of a non-Power 5 conference champion being ranked higher than a Power 5 conference champion, slim to none, just not going to happen. Well, after the Pac-12 imploded, the playoff committee even talked about it. They were like, yeah, we're going to have to reevaluate some things. Maybe in the future we give the SEC and Big Ten 2 automatic bids. We don't know, but things might change. Well, now, and this is why it's super intriguing, the Pac-12 is trying to make a comeback. What are they going to do? And I'm asking you guys, for years we called it the Power 5, but when the Pac-12 exploded, we then started calling it the Power 4. Well, now are we going to go back to calling it the Power 5? I don't know. We need to also talk about this if I haven't clarified. The Pac-12 has to add, it's not like they want to or need to. No. They have to add 2 more teams to remain in FBS conference. So you know what I'm about to say next. Who do they add? I'm curious. Let me know in the comment section, and we'll read off some of the top comments on the next video when we talk about the situation. Obviously, you're not going to be able to poach some of your big-time schools because they're not going to be interested. But I think one that everybody's talking about right now is UNLV. Let me check out some of these comments, see what some other people are saying. Okay, here's one of the top ones. They say Wyoming, Utah State, and UNLV. Another good point is they state it's also time to welcome North Dakota State, South Dakota State, and Montana to the FBS. One thing I'm currently seeing all over Twitter is people are really upset that UNLV didn't get an invite. I guess I'm just out of the loop on this. Can somebody fill me in the comment section? Why does everyone want UNLV to join? I don't understand the whole ordeal with that situation, so if somebody could kindly explain that to them in the comments, I'd appreciate it. Just not too sure about the whole hoopla surrounding them. And wait a minute, what is this? I just stumbled across on Twitter. Hey, Pac-12, do the right thing, cowards. And I guess this is a theoretical map of what they'd like the conference to look like. This is kind of insane. So you got North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Hawaii, Air Force, Colorado State, they're already in it, Wyoming. Who is the Bobcat? That's not Montana. I don't know who that is. Is that Montana State? And then above Montana State, you got Montana, I believe. UNLV, Nevada, San Diego State, Fresno State. Looks like Sacramento State, San Jose State. I mean, they're just pulling these teams out of their butt. Oregon State, they've already been there. Boise State, Idaho. So, okay, you got the Fighting Potato Wedges, Washington State, and then I believe in the top left there, that's Eastern Washington. I think that's Eastern Washington, but how many teams? This is like, what, 16, 18 teams? All I got to say about this is just slow your roll, partner. You got 6 teams as to where it stands. This isn't dynasty mode in college football. You can't just create a conference just like that. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Interesting stuff. I'm almost certain we'll talk more about this in the up and coming days. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. But, Romany.